on our appointed and our voted levels. One of the number one jobs of a city council person is to inspect city services. Inspect city services. So when something like this was going on, somebody should have sat down with him. One of our council persons should have sat down with him, looked over the paperwork, and then just stayed at it and talked to the other members and said, let's get this on the agenda and let's get this clear.
Here you go.
Let's talk about this
That's right.
on a public record.
They did that. Kerry Strug.
Yep. And they never did go any further than that. And then just the waste of resources. We have one of the highest crime rates in the entire country.
Yes, sir.
All right, and then we're suiting up, sending SWAT teams into a business owner's building for code violations. A complete waste. Our management, our leadership, and our police department is a very good example of absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Correct.
And I'm hoping that y'all will come together, and there's only really one outcome of this, is that everybody get out there, vote, make a difference, have these people held accountable. You're held accountable. Every one of you are held accountable. All right, you get a ticket, you're gonna pay a fine. Or you're gonna go to jail. You don't pay your taxes, your house is gonna get repossessed. They're gonna hold you accountable. So why is there no reason why they shall not be held accountable? And they need somebody to step in and hold them accountable. I thank y'all for your time. God bless you all.
So I'd like
Thank
to
you.
talk about that. So he talked about council members coming to talk to me when this happened. The only council member that came to talk to me was Kerry Strug. Okay? So Kerry Strug told me that what they were doing wasn't right, and if they were doing something wrong, they would be held accountable and there would be actions taken. And this is recorded and on YouTube and on Facebook if you don't believe me. Because I know there's about 3 people in the entire town that don't believe me right now because they're related to these motherfuckers. But go look. So Kerry tells me that they're investigating all my complaints, and there is a total of 14 complaints I made on these people because of their continual harassment and breaking of my constitutional rights. She said, Miss Roxanne, the city attorney, is taking it very seriously, and she's going to get to the bottom of it. Here's where she said, Kerry said if our guys, meaning city employees, did anything illegal, she would expose it. Never happened. Kerry said her and Roxanne's biggest concern over them coming into my building was 4th Amendment rights violation, but she worded it as criminal trespassing, which is the same thing. So her and Roxanne were definitely talking about it. Later on, Kerry said she did all she could do. And then she started talking shit about Jason Knight, saying he was basically worthless and against the police department and against the fire department. When all reality, Kerry is against every single citizen out here. She does not care about us, does not support us. She only wants to take our money and abuse her power. If not, she would have stepped up and corrected the situation and did something about it, and she did not. Got 10 minutes. Yeah, we're almost done. So he talked about the warrant, and I'd like to talk a little bit about that too. Corey Elrod came to my gym on June 16th. This is before my court date with Roxanne. So my court date with Roxanne was 3 days after this, right? And with Roxanne, the code violation was thrown out of court. They sent Corey to my building 3 days before to harass me no matter what happened in court. And then when he came out there, he said he found a rubbish code violation, which wasn't true. They never wrote me up for it because it did not exist. And they came in for the knockbox. Now the knockbox is against our constitutional rights. You have the right to secure your property. If you give them a key to your building, you no longer secure your property. And I've noticed, I was the first person they harassed with that. The only knockbox in town was that Civic Center. And now they have them sporadically. New businesses may or may not have them. It's very disappointing that businesses in our town would allow the government to have a key to their building. You just threw away your rights. They're gone. They can come in your building whenever they want to. With that said, when he came out on June 16th, there was 2 citations he was supposed to give me. The way the charter works is that if they come out and find a code violation, they have to verbally tell you they have one, they have to write you a code violation, or they have to subpoena you to court. 13 days went by, they never did that. So they broke their chain of command, and remember, charter is law. So they broke their own law to come out and harass me. And they used those same 2 code violations to bring in a warrant to my property. With that said, the 2 code violations were outside my property. If you have an ounce of weed laying outside your car, they cannot search your car. It's illegal. You follow me? They can't do that. They did it anyway, and I told Blanchard, I see you. I told you that we're wrong, and you can't come to my building, and you forced your way anyway. You basically told me if I didn't let you in, you were gonna force my door open. Yet you want a key to my building for what? If you can just force my door open, you don't need a key to my building. They never wrote me up on the rubbish code. The knockbox, Chief Kelly, on camera, on YouTube, you can watch it, said that the knockbox is against the Constitution. So if the knockbox is against the Constitution and the rubbish code never existed, how the fuck did they get in my property? They trespassed. They broke the law. And if you really want to get deep on these guys, I got all the data. Chief Kelly falsifies government documents. I've got his inspections, he falsifies them. Chief Borrego falsifies documents. I have the data. Hey cops, do your fucking job and arrest the people that are breaking the law. I know y'all can hear me. If you want the data, I have it right here. Fuck your boss, do the right thing. Fucking motherfuckers. No, they won't. They're all scared to lose their goddamn job instead of fighting for the Constitution, which you took an oath to do. Every single one of y'all did. Y'all want to be men? Come talk to me. I'll give you the data. Go arrest the criminals, including your boss, who I have on perjury on these fucking documents. Y'all are pathetic and worthless. Get your ass up and do the right thing. Ready? Close it. Close it. I can't talk more. Close it. Unless you want to talk. Oh, you can't, huh? At least can't talk. You want to talk, Robin? All right.
All right, with that said, we're going to go ahead and wrap things up. I want to say thank you to everybody that showed up. Friends, family, patriots. We don't wear these labels lightly. And whenever it comes to hostility, we will stand in the way of barbarism, and we will stand in the way of tyranny, regardless if it's with a badge or not. We're here to stand for our rights and what we believe in. So thank you everybody for showing up. Thank you for all your support. All of this will be posted online. And we want to make sure that we make a lot of noise. Share it. Give it to everybody you know. The press is out here tonight. Thank you very much for showing up. And with that, good night.
Thank you, guys. Good job, dude. You want to try to get my truck? Right out? I can't get on the parking lot, so. This we need. I'll bring it to my gym.
People are hoping for, that they can just wash it all away. And we're not doing this. We're not allowing this. This town I grew up in. This town is everything that I ever knew.
But I can't go there.
It has turned into nothing but crap. It is literally every crooked city council person and cop in the nation that you've ever heard about, we have working for us now. These gentlemen up here with these guns,
I don't want to walk over to the kids.
these police officers, they might be brave whenever the time comes.
They're already screaming.
But you know when they're not brave is when their boss tells them what to do.
Fire Chief Kelly.
When they know it's wrong and they refuse to stand.
I got a cop coming up here that'll
That's bravery. Anybody can hide behind a gun, but when you're scared for your job, little boys, children, scared. I get it. That's the reason why I always sit there and I admire the police officers and the first responders that stand for the truth 100% of the time, regardless of the repercussions. These out here, not willing to do it. I've seen the city emails that sit there, and whenever the whistleblower turned over the information to Jason about all the crap that we know, what did the chief say? The first person to write him a ticket gets a steak dinner.
Yeah.
What's that all about? Telling his employees the first person to pull him over and give him a ticket gets a steak dinner. Targeting much? These are the things we have to worry about. And like I said earlier, if you're willing to sit there and let people walk over you, this is probably not your best crowd. We are not going to allow this. We're not going to stand for it. And if anybody in that city council thinks that people are going to lay down and let other people run over them, you've got another thing coming. You've got the entire city staring at you. I like how you installed the new cameras to make sure that this thing went over well, make sure that we weren't violent. We're not violent. We're not out here to sit there and cause that type of trouble. Peaceful protest, another right. I hope you don't step on that too. Jason.
You can cross that corner, but I can't.
You can come up here, but don't go this way. They can't hear you on the speaker.
All right, I want to talk.
Yep.
I want to talk about the search warrant that they used to search Texas Strong Fitness, in which they tried to apply the administrative search warrant law by statute to go into his business. And their justification was there was a pallet, which they classified as rubbish, in the alley against his building. And also the outstanding question about the Knox box, which gives the key to the fire department so they can enter into his business in the event of an emergency, which is an open question about being constitutional. But as to
Watch out, those are trained soldiers.
the rubbish code, Chief's opinion was that any evidence of a code violation outside his business allowed them to go inside his business or into neighboring businesses to search for additional code violations.
Those are blanks. Those are that's the VFW.
The same case could be made that if a business had grass growing in their yard and grew too long, they want to say gives them justification to go inside and search your business for code violations. They know it was illegal, but they refuse to acknowledge it, and they continue to take the position that they applied the law correctly. However, they are working upon the legal advice of Roxanne, who is the same city attorney who led them into their foolish annexation debacle, costing them tens of thousands of dollars on the north side. Of all the people they should receive legal advice from, it is not that person. Okay, what was the next one? Hector.